Alright, I needed to address something that I said in the video yesterday because what I said about burnout, boundaries, and being done with the old model was absolutely real, but I'm not done teaching. And I do need to admit that I was out of alignment with how I released it. I spoke from a real breach point. I was angry, exhausted, and I've been carrying too much for far too long, and it came out raw. But don't confuse my breach with falsehood. Don't confuse my frustration with greed, and don't confuse my exhaustion with a lack of trust in Yahuwah. First thing I want to address is I'm not doing this for gain. And even if this did make a lot of money, that wouldn't suddenly prove corrupt motive. It would honestly lighten the burden. It would let me hire support. It would let me stop carrying everything alone. It would give me room to breathe and room to build without living on the edge every second. And yes, it would also let me bless other people more than I already do. Because what most of you don't know is that even while I'm broke, I still help people. I help the homeless. I help people when I see them struggling. And the thing is, I don't record it. I don't turn it into content or make a spectacle out of it, because that part of my life stays private because it's between me and Yahuwah. So don't lecture me about motive when you don't know how I live. Second, don't lecture me about trusting Yahuwah's provision either. I know what it is to trust him. I know what it is to wait until the last second for him to provide, month after month. I know what it is to live with almost nothing and still keep moving because he provides. I lived that way long before I began teaching. So I don't need shallow verses thrown at me by people who have never paid the cost of this walk. Third, some of you have tried to use this against me as if a servant of Yahuwah never hits the wall, which is honestly nonsense. Elijah hit the wall after the fire. Jeremiah hit the wall under the burden of the word. And Moses hit the wall carrying people he couldn't carry alone. So, yes, I breached, I hit the wall, but don't try to twist that into proof that my whole walk was false. Because the problem isn't that I told the truth about what it cost. The problem was that I released it from the breach. That's why I'm making this correction. But honestly, what I said about the old model, it still stands. What I said about endless free access still stands. And what I said about people consuming labor while acting like support is optional still stands. Because it's the truth. People will pour money nonstop into churches, stage production, emotional performance, and entertainment without blinking. But someone who spends years studying, writing, building, teaching, and restoring actual structure and truth, then suddenly support becomes worldly, and labor is supposed to be free forever, and anyone who tells the truth about the cost gets preached at. So that contrast, it's honestly sick. Yes, I needed people to see it, because too many people only understand the value once they feel the loss. So here's the actual correction. I'm not done teaching. I'm just done teaching the old way. I'm going to finish what I already committed to. I'm still building the architecture course, and I'm also going to be just mainly focusing on the members in there as my priority, because that's where I'm building others to not just learn, but also teach at a higher level. I'm still moving forward with the Revelation series, but I'm moving forward with boundaries, with structure and a different model from here on out. I won't be replying to comments or DMs, or honestly, I'm going to probably stop reading them on my public pages. And I won't just be giving my time freely on demand or pouring into those who just refuse to listen. And I will begin blocking and removing people who come in just to disrupt, mock, or waste time. So if you want to stay, stay. If you value the work and you can support it, then support it. If you can't support it, that's fine. Liking, sharing, and watching help. And if you don't value it, stop pretending you do and move on. That's where I stand, and this is the only correction video that I'm going to be making on it.